Oh, let's go with the Tina sleeves, bro. All right, okay. You know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. The double sleeved Tina sleeves. And yeah, there's the max rarity. Is that the max rarity? Is that like the highest rarity Tina? I think so. Oh, the rest of the deck is not blinged out though. Actually, I take it back. I take it back. I didn't remember. Oh wait, we should do a prediction here real fast. Hey, let me do a prediction. Let's see. A prediction. Name the prediction. Who will win? Why did it? Who will win? Player on the left. Oh, I just want to be able to reuse this one. Player on the right. And I'll give you guys... Well, normally I'd want to give you like at least a minute. We'll give you a minute here. Now, game one started, but that's fine. Our prediction. And we do want you guys to know what they're playing before we do the prediction, I think, as well, though. So you also kind of have to double sleeve on art sleeves because they feel so bad to shuffle and split like crazy. That is true. I do agree with that. If you are going to use art sleeves, putting some Dragon Shield oversleeves on them does make sense. Yeah. That does make sense. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the double sleeve. To show off the... Yeah, if you're going to use artwork sleeves, then you kind of have to double sleeve them, to be honest. There's a Spiritomb in the hand there for... I don't... how do you say that name? Dude, I can't... I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. Greninja use gets to more... What is that in the active? Is that the Suicune? I can't even tell what that is. Oh, it's just Javier? Dude, why do I think that's spelled different than how I see Javier be spelled? Am I trolling? I think I'm just trolling, actually. I'm literally just trolling. I was like, that's not Javier, but I don't know how I think Javier's spelled. Dude, I'm just tripping, to be honest. Because I was like, that's not Javier. But then what? How do you say that name? I don't know. To be honest, I literally was like, that's not Javier, but it's similar to Javier, but it's not Javier. Wait, how do you say that? But it literally is just Javier. Yeah, I don't know. I just forgot how to spell for a second. There's the fleet-footed. Another vessel. Okay, we're kind of cooking a little bit here. And here comes that heavy ball from Javier. You appreciate the 20 months there, Envy Dark Lord. Maybe I'm thinking about Xavier. I don't think so. Like my first thought was, oh, is that Javier? But I was like, no, that's not how you spell Javier. It's not. So how do you say that name? That was my thought process there when I looked at Javier's name. I was just like saying Javier. All right, where's the energy for turn go for Javier? Goes to the bench Palkia, not to the active Suicune. Interesting. And there's the pass over to Alberto. Let's see what Alberto's cooking. Jet, Nest Ball, Energy, another Jet, a Colress. So pretty good here for Alberto. Well, how do you play this here as Alberto? There's no Ice Rider in play yet. So what if you just don't bench very many Pokemon as Alberto? Like, what if you just go Colress and then Abyss Seeking here from Alberto? But immediately plays the Nest Ball before the Colress. Well, that makes me think that might be the play here from... That makes me think that might be the play here from Alberto, is to actually go with the just double Tina board and just go into an Abyss Seeking here. We'll see. Here's the prize checking going through. I think so, because otherwise, why would you play Nest Ball before Colress if you wanted multiple Pokemon? That doesn't make any sense, right? Unless Alberto's on that. I play Nest Ball before I play Colress because I want to check my prize cards. I mean, that could be Alberto's mindset. Both Super Rod and the Gates are in there. So my guess would be that we're going to grab... Oh, but is eyeing up the Comfey. So it is going to be the Comfey grab then. Okay, I take it back. So that means Alberto's just not concerned with finding another basic Pokemon then, I would assume. So, yeah, so Alberto's just not concerned with finding another basic Pokemon this turn, I would assume. And then we should see the Colress come down now. There it is. Which you don't want to put too many basic Pokemon in play, though, because yeah, you don't want Palkia to be able to KO your Tina. So if Alberto just doesn't bench... Oh, there's a Battle VIP pass, though. So we'll see how Alberto handles this. You also kind of don't want double Comfey in play for them to die to the Greninja. So we could like Lost on the VIP pass and the Comfey here, to be honest. Yeah? But he's thinking about keeping the VIP pass. Honestly, I don't hate that, though. I don't hate just trying to go with the Abyss Seeking play here. Alberto's still on the Ionos, so has not switched over. Oh, he's giving up the Tina? I don't know if I like that. See, dude, it would have been an interesting if Alberto had just gone triple Tina. If Alberto had just gone triple Tina Comfy. We gave up a Tina there, so we don't have the possibility of getting triple Tina. But we might need a third Tina before the game ends. I mean, Greninja's good for sure. But to be honest, I think I would like to have seen Alberto play it that way. That would have been very interesting to see Alberto. Like, one Comfy, triple Tina. You don't put all three Tina in play immediately, because then it allows the Javier to actually KO Tinas with Palkia. But we could have seen... That could have been interesting. I would like to have seen Alberto like play it like that, I think. For how Alberto drew, Alberto had the possibility to play it that way. So I would like to have seen it play out that way. So what we could have seen from Alberto would be switch cart into Comfy, use Comfy, and then jet energy onto the Tina, back to the active, and use Abyss Seeking. He's eyeing up the Cram here. The Cram Punch on the Suicune is like okay. I feel like just going the Abyss Seeking just seems better. I think he's still going for the triple Tina route. He just valued Rod, not sure. But you could have given up the Battle VIP pass there, Paul. We could have, but now that we have so many basic Pokemon in play, there's like a possibility for a double cross switch on our Tina, which is not great. And if we go for an Abyss Seeking now, then it feels really bad for double Tina off that. If you go for Abyss Seeking now, it feels pretty bad. You're kind of just giving up the 2 prize cards here. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't like this sequence here from Alberto. I feel like we could have just gone like keep the Tina, Battle VIP pass for another Tina. Our bench could just be we could have Tina in the active, Tina on the bench, and Kofi on the bench. But now we like lost onto Tina, but still went into Abyss Seeking. That Abyss Seeking feels bad. But Abyss Seeking also feels bad here after you bench all these Pokemon. Now, if we Abyss Seeking, if our bench was Tina Comfy and we Abyss Seeking, then we actually can't get KO'd by the Palkia. Right? Am I tripping? No, then Palkia does 200 damage. We actually just can't get KO'd for turn. That feels great. We Abyss Seeking this turn. We Abyss Seeking next turn. They KO that Tina. We evolve to a Tina. We bench another Tina. Start swinging. That feels... I think we're in a good spot there. But this... I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this. Like, if we're going to put a Tina in the active, why would we not limit our bench to just, like, nothing? Like, Alberto's bench could have been Comfy Tina with a Tina. I kind of like that play a little bit more, to be honest. But we'll see how it plays out. I'll let Alberto cook. Because I feel like you can, like, take it slow there. And then you know Palkia can't KO you. And if you know Palkia can't KO you, then you're like, okay, chill. Then I can just Abyss Seeking again next turn before they even get a knockout. So, what if Alberto wanted to fail the VIP and tunnel and forgot he could do that? I don't think Alberto forgot he could fail VIP pass. But also Alberto didn't... Well, I guess at that point you may as well take 2 Pokemon if you're going to take 1. I mean, these are all like what... Like, these are all possible, but like... We should probably just live in the real world where Alberto probably chose this line on purpose, and then here we are, and we'll see how it goes. So we've seen the Greninja use here from Javier, has used the Fleet-Footed, has Luminion, and is going for Luminion, so I assume we're going to see the Irida for a switch and a Ice Rider V, would be my guess. I wonder if Javier plays the Choice Belt. I feel like you have to play the Choice Belt. Plays Pokestops, I don't know. Oh, goes for the Palkia. Doesn't get the Ice Rider V? I feel like Ice Rider's got to be a really good attacker in this matchup. That'd be my guess. That would be my guess. Yeah, my guess would be that, for sure. Honestly, this matchup is probably not well prepared for how many people play significantly matches against Ice Rider and Palkia in practice. I mean, yeah, for sure, but we still want to be talking about... Oh, gonna go with the Greninja play here from Javier. Interesting. So not going for that knockout on the active Tina here. Instead, is going to go for the Snipe play. I think I just like punching the Tina and knocking it out and forcing Alberto to have the response, to be honest. I think I just like the idea of forcing out, be like, all right, I'm punching you with Palkia. Do you have a loss impact? And also, you don't have to use your Star Portal yet either as Javier, and you can save it. So this play from Javier, but this might be better though. Javier could like, so I'm curious to see what Javier does though. Do you KO the Comfy and go on odd prize cards, or you just hit both Tinas? Okay, just hits both. Okay, I do kind of like this. Because this does make it weird for Alberto, where it's like now is when you go to your V-Stars, they both just get KO'd. I'm sure if VMAX was prized. It was prized, but you do want to set up for it potentially, I would assume. Maybe not. Maybe you don't care about it that much in this matchup. Especially if you don't play Choice Belt, I'd imagine it's not as big of a deal. My assume is Javier that plays Choice Belt, because of how popular Tina is, and having the possibility of Ice Trader wanted KO and Tina's, but yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like this play here from Alberto. Not Alberto, excuse me, Javier. Because now you can go, yeah, now the Tinas you can clean up. Even though they're going to become V-Stars, you can, like, knock them out as it happens. Or as you, yeah, you can knock them out as they start attacking you. Here comes the Comfey. Looking for that Colress. Does not find it. Has 2 Tina V-Stars in hand. No Colress. Double Iono. I bet Alberto's wishing those were Pokegears right about now. I bet Alberto's wishing those were Pokegears right about now. And now all this Pokemon on the bench as well. Honestly, though, like, if Alberto had played smaller bench, then after the first Tina goes down, the second Tina wouldn't get KO'd by Palkia, to be honest. And run to another Comfey. Roxanne versus Grass. So once again, no Colress. But I don't know. Was Alberto even trying to punch into Greninja with Tina this turn? I guess probably not, right? Yeah, I guess maybe not. You probably just wait. I would say you probably evolve both Tina Vs to 2 Tina V-Stars. And then, do you play the Iono? I guess maybe you don't. Maybe you hold the hand, because the hand has a lot of good cards. And Alberto's going to go as far as holding both Tina V-Stars as well. I guess my thought process there was like, what if we get Iono'd? That would kind of suck. Boss's orders in the hand here for Javier. So the boss on one of those Tinas, I assume, is what's going to happen here. See if Javier has other plans, though. Nest Ball in hand as well, so we could go get that Ice Rider V. Oh, wait, is it in hand the whole time? It just wasn't benched? Oh, it's just in hand the whole time. It wasn't benched. Never mind. But I was thinking about Melanie. Are we not chasing a Tina V here, really? That's another reason I did like the idea of keeping that third Tina V. Oh, Greninja first here. I feel like Boss KO Tina is so much better than KO Comfey. But that's another reason I didn't like the Tina loss zone there from Alberto. Because, like, imagine if Javier goes KO Tina. Now you have to Super Rata and find it again to have the follow-up Tina. But now Javier can go KO Tina. And if you whiff as Alberto, if Alberto whiffs that next Tina, then Javier has to KO a Tina. And then you don't have a follow-up attacker into, like, a Palkia. Looks like Javier is going to go for this KO on a Comfey with a Suicune, which does give the prize trade over to Alberto, though. Because now drawing a 1-prizer here as Javier means that Alberto can go KO2, Project KO2. I feel like Javier should have just gone attached to Palkia, boss KO that Tina with the Jet. I don't like this play at all from Javier. Like, you're just losing the prize trade now, effectively, as Javier. You're just giving the prize trade over to Alberto. Now, Alberto doesn't have that third Tina to put down to make it easier to go to transition from attacker to attacker. But Alberto does have a couple turns after that first Tina goes down to Super Rata back to the deck and find it again. So Alberto will have time to recover it. So yeah, I really don't like this play from Javier. I think the boss was in hand. Maybe the boss wasn't in hand and I'm tripping, but I'm pretty sure Javier had a boss in hand. Maybe we'll see it here. Pulls the heavy ball off the prize cards. Over to Alberto. Definitely needs to respond with a Tina knockout this turn for sure. Top deck is a Grass Energy. A lot of energy in hand. Did thoroughly check the prize cards earlier, so hopefully see no Mirage Gate blunders here from Alberto, but... Mirage Gate. Oh, wait, can already play a Mirage Gate. Oh, wait, was this able to be played last turn? Ooh, a lot of energy in deck. Can get all 4. Ooh, can get 4 energy here with the double Mirage Gate into play. We'll see how far Alberto goes, though. Definitely wants to loss zone these water energy for sure. So might go ahead and grab some of those. We see a Psychic and the Grass going to that Tina. And then, yeah, here comes the second Mirage Gate. Going to grab water. What is it? The last one, Psychic. So Psychic to the Tina. Water maybe to the active Comfey if there's no switch card found. Yep, there it is. And then still has an attachment for turn that can be played out of hand, which will probably be the second water energy, I would imagine. Yeah, I'd imagine. Ninja KO's double Comfey next turn. Ninja's already been or the Star Portal's already been used. Ooh, I don't know if I like the... Well, I guess you... Do you want to use Greninja here as Alberto? I don't know if I like that, to be honest. Maybe I was thinking maybe just wait, to be honest. But I guess maybe we're going to Greninja here and then Super Rod and then Iono. Or maybe you just hold the hand and Roxanne on the following turn, actually, to be honest, the more I'm thinking about it. Yeah, you also do want to play that Super Rod to recover a Tina V as soon as possible as well from Alberto. So actually, Alberto's probably just going to chill here, actually. And just hold the hand. The 2 Ionos are just kind of chilling. We're not going to use them this game for Alberto, I don't think. I'm curious to see what those cards are. Yeah, what are they? What's in the hand? What are the choices? Which card and what? I thought the other one thing was a Pokemon. What Pokemon is Alberto trying to preserve here? Oh, it's a Roxanne. Okay. Yeah, seems good to me. Switch card in hand. I assume we'll see the switch card come down. Here come the Tina V-Stars. Probably evolve both of them. I can't imagine a reason to not evolve both of them because you could get Iono next turn. So you'd want both of them set up. And then I would probably attach the water here. And yeah, it looks like Alberto agrees to loss on the water and the jet. Maybe you attach double water. Oh, it goes with the water retreat. Okay, so it doesn't play the... I guess that makes the most... Well, you could want to attach water switch card. Wait, no, it's like the... Well, it's not exactly the same thing, I guess. Now, which energy do you loss on here from Alberto? You probably keep the water on the Comfy, I would guess. And then we loss on the water and the grass? The jet and the grass? The jet and the water? That's interesting because I feel like keeping the Comfy around as a pivot makes a little bit more sense. You have so much energy in the discard pile, you'll be able to recover with the Super Rod. I don't actually like that play from Alberto, I don't think. I feel like you could just like loss on the one off the active Tina there, and that's fine. And keep the pivot around on the Comfy for future turns. Yeah, active's going down anyways. Yeah, I don't like that from Alberto. I think you should have kept the energy on the Comfy. Because if you get Iono'd here, you might want the guaranteed pivot off the Comfy there. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that choice there. But Alberto is definitely hoping that this hand sticks for another turn. Because the biggest thing Alberto needs here is honestly a Tina V. You want to be able to Super Rod the Tina V Star, and one of those energies back to the deck. Mirage Gate, Attach Return, Nest Ball in hand as well for Alberto already, and then has the Roxanne to combo with it. So it's looking good for the prize trade here from Alberto. That's why I really don't like that last turn there from Javier, because Javier like literally gave up the prize trade. Like Javier gave up the prize trade with that Suicune attack. And now is getting sufficiently punished for it. Alberto has drawn in a way that allows him to get the prize trade in his favor, and then like maintain it as well. The Ultra Ball, then out the deck of Double Battle VIP Pass. I really want to know if Javier plays the Choice Belt. I'm very curious if the Choice Belt exists. I don't see it. I don't see the Choice Belt. There's Mew. Mew is like a possible attacker in this matchup, but it's just really hard to set up if Javier doesn't play like the Raihan. That goes into Roxanne range as well. That as well, Paul. Yeah, that's actually huge as well. Now we're going to Roxanne range with 2 knockouts needed to go. So it's looking really good here for Alberto. Looking really, really good for Alberto. Most Palkia lists don't. I feel like you should include it if you're, because how popular Tina is. I feel like it should be included. I don't know. I appreciate the 413 sub there, vlogs. Heavy Ball being used from Javier. Nothing grabbed. You got bench off the Nest Ball, I believe. Ice Rider V is still in the hand here. I think you do want to threaten it from Javier to kind of force lost impacts out of Alberto. Because sometimes you want to use Star Requiem to like preserve energy in play, but Javier still has Star Portal. Wait, am I tripping? Does Javier actually still have Star Portal? No, Javier used Star Portal. The Star Portal's been used. We've attacked with Greninja. There's no way we attacked with Greninja and didn't use Star Portal, right? But the V-Star marker hasn't been used for Javier. Yeah, the V-Star marker up top has not been like used on the thing up top. Is everything supposed to fade out? I don't think so. I think that's a mistake there. Now it's 2 of you have brought it up so far, so I thought I was tripping. Yep. Now you know what? They were like, you complained about the display about the V-Star marker not being used. All right, now you don't get the display at all. They heard us complaining and they were like, all right, fine, we're taking the whole thing away. All right, Super Rod coming in from Alberto. Recover the Tina pieces. Nest Ball for Tina V. Accelerate some. See, I really don't like that. I really don't like that energy retreat there from Alberto. It does have a jet in hand to be able to jet around the Comfy though, which is nice here. Need the Tina V Star here as well for Alberto. Oh, that is a lot of psychic energy in the discard pile. So you have to go like Tina V. Oof. Is it possible Alberto ever runs out of energy? Maybe if the second Super Rod isn't found, I guess. I wonder if Alberto should just like use Comfy first here to try and find Super Rod. The second Super Rod. Like before you play the Roxanne coming up here, which I assume the Roxanne is going to get played. We'll see. And like as we see this game develop, we see that Alberto is just like not utilizing the Cram's not getting utilized. It's just sitting on the bench to increase the damage from Javier. Like I was kind of talking towards like that other line that Alberto could have taken, which I think I would have liked to have seen. The like double Tina Comfy. The second Rod is in the deck, and we're about to see a Roxanne coming out. So it's likely Alberto will probably be fine here. Gate for 1 grass does not feel good, but Alberto could have used Comfy first here. And I think Alberto should have used Comfy first here. I actually don't like that play there from Alberto to not use Comfy first. Because if we had Comfy first and hit the other Super Rod, we could have accelerated energy onto that other Tina on the bench. But now we're probably going to see the Comfy get used here before playing the Roxanne, I would assume. Because I don't think Alberto wants to risk whiffing a switch card. And now if we hit the super odd, we can't put more energy back into have used with that gate. So I'm curious what that card was. It was the other Tina V-Star. Okay. Does Alberto not play Manaphy? I don't think Alberto's a Manaphy enjoyer, no. The second already in the Lost Zone? The super odd? No. It's in the deck. If it wasn't in the deck, I think Alberto actually just loses. I think Alberto runs out of energy, but... Stay black benching as well. Could wait, could hold out to try and find another Comfy to bench instead to play around Javier's Roxanne, but... and then here comes the Roxanne, I believe, from Alberto. I'm not going to lie. Those Ionos are looking pretty dead this game. I don't know if it's better to play Iono or Pokegear, to be honest. I don't really care, but just to spark some debate in the Tina enjoyers camp of Ionos versus Gears. I'm just saying, the Iono looked pretty dead. Alberto didn't use an Iono this game, but was in a situation where a Pokegear would have been nice. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. Whatever you guys want to do with that information is up to you, but... Oh, there's that super odd. That's a big hit. Ain't the Tina V-Star, but has an Iono in the hand as well. The Iono's not going to be very good at drawing cards on this next turn. Uh-oh. Alberto's probably going to be in a position where you'd be wishing for a Pokegear coming up here to find a Roxanne or a Colress. Immediately plays the super odd as well. Not holding back. Psychic Grass on the way. Throws them all in the deck. Playing around Roxanne here with this play. So that way if you get Roxanne, the energy's already in the deck. You don't have to find the super odd again. But you could theoretically draw into all your energy, which could suck, though. All right, here we go. Lost Impact on the way here for Alberto. Probably going to Lost Zone the Jet. It doesn't really matter at this point. I guess you get rid of a Jet and a Psychic here because you have two Psychics in the deck. So if this Tina for some reason doesn't get KO'd. There we go. Alberto goes out to 2 prize cards. Does have Countercatcher Iono in hand. So Alberto could, at the very least, there's a Nest Ball and, ooh, not very good prize cards. Alberto could, at the very least, Countercatcher the Luminion and then play Iono and then hope to pull together the knockout on the following turn. He's like Iono is mostly for consistency, which Gear would do, no. So it depends what you're trying to do, though, Edwin. Like, Gear does not guarantee Colress, whereas Iono is guaranteed to be an Iono. So Iono, as far as just seeing more cards in your early turns, does guarantee that you see more cards than Gear does. But as the game progresses and you want access to stuff like Boss's Orders and Roxanne, and Javier did draw the Roxanne there, that's actually kind of huge. But actually for Alberto's hand, the Roxanne's actually not that big, to be honest. This actually gives Alberto a chance to draw into Roxanne, which almost seems like the bigger deal here, to be honest. Yeah, so Gear is like more versatile, but less consistent at just seeing you cards in the early game. Or being like a disruption card in the mid or late game. Because you're not guaranteed to see Roxanne off Gear, but you are guaranteed for Iono to be Iono. So they both, like, if you play 0 Iono and 0 Pokegear, adding either of them does increase consistency, but they do different things. So the question is, what do I want these 2 spots that are going to be devoted to some form of consistency? What do I want them to be able to do? And then you play with both, and then you figure out which one you think is better. Because the goal at the end of the day is just to maximize our win percentage. So it could be meta dependent where you'd want one or the other, although that's probably not true. I think the Iono and the Pokegear are both trying to do the same thing, just maximize consistency for the deck, and less so like are trying to be like meta specific. Although I guess Ionos are theoretically better, a little bit better against other Lost Zone decks. But all right, here we go. Knockout on the Tina is happening. Alberto did just get Roxanne. We don't know what the cards are in the hand here are for Alberto. There's the gate and an Iono. But, ooh. Okay, the gate's good. And this ball's also not bad because you can get another Comfy here. But Alberto, oh wait, there's no Comfies left. Wait, how many Comfy were prized? There's 1 in the Lost Zone, 2 in the Lost Zone. Here's the gate. But Alberto still needs a lot here. Alberto needs to move the active and find the V-Star. Has the Iono, but Iono's not great. So I think we'll probably see Alberto use Flower Selecting first here to try and find Roxanne or Colress, which will see more cards. Okay. Here we go. Comfy. Well, Alberto's not a big fan of that. Wait, there's the Colt. Wait, that means it's Roxanne, right? Oh, it's the Tina V-Star. Okay, Iono. Alberto needs to draw into an energy or a switch card. There's 2 energy in the deck and 1 switch card in the deck. If Alberto sees either of those, Alberto wins 2 cards off the Iono. Decent odds? Okay odds. Oh, it's a whiff to boss, the double boss. Oh no. All right, that's an L in game one for Alberto. Let's see if Alberto adjusts the play though. I didn't really like a couple things that Alberto did there in that game. There's definitely a couple things there I didn't love from Alberto. Also, Javier made some questionable plays as well, to be honest. That not bossing a Tina on that turn 2, and instead giving up the prize trade to Alberto by attacking with Suicune instead. Didn't love that. I did like the Greninja play, though, from Javier. Instead of going for that aggressive KO on that first Tina, knowing that there would be no way to KO the follow-up Tina, Javier was like, all right, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to attack with Greninja. I know the Tina deck generally can't, like, turn 2... the Tina deck can't like turn 2 boss KO one of my 2 prize Pokemon. So if I attack with Greninja here, if Javier can go like, if I attack with Greninja here, then, you know, I build up this damage on the Tinas to deal with later. And then it's going to make it a little bit more awkward for Alberto to take the lead because I have a 1 prizer in my active here. So I didn't like the Suicune play from Javier for sure. That felt pretty sus, but the follow-up from there from Javier felt pretty good for sure. Alberto, I think we want to see a little bit of adjustment in the strategy though. Try and play that lower bench, Abyss Seeking. Also, Lost in that Tina did end up hurting Alberto in the end because it wasn't able to establish that last Tina faster. If Alberto was able to establish that last Tina sooner, then Alberto could have been in a situation where it was like a little bit less fragile of a scenario, I guess. Look at Alberto choosing first in this second game here. Did open the cram, which is not great because that's going to hurt us trying to play with the lower bench here. But Alberto could be the one to be more aggressive with a 1 prizer here now and kind of put that on Javier to have to like respect. So we could just see like Alberto go for like a turn 2 attack with cram here and be like, all right, now I'm going to be the one who throws a 1 prizer in the active here because I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable with my current setup. So we could see that be the way that Alberto tackles this. VIP pass here. There's an Iono in hand, not a Colress though, so maybe we won't even be able to. Maybe we'll have to see an Abyss Seeking here. Colress versus Tina V-Star, but did prize a Tina V-Star and a Tina, and they are in the last 2 prize cards, which Alberto, of course, doesn't know where they are. So the question here from Alberto is, if you're going to Abyss Seeking on this next turn, you could grab the V-Star instead, and you could just use the Iono to see more cards. But if you do plan on attacking with Cram here as Alberto, you kind of need that Colress. We do see the Colress priority from Alberto, which does leave that Cram option open. Javier starting off with a Battle VIP pass himself. Excuse me. Yeah, Battle VIP pass, Greninja, Palkia probably on the way. Maybe the Mew. We'll see. Chi and Pao, I guess, is also like a thing to potentially grab early on. Does the player who goes first draw for turn? Just got into the game and have heard conflicting stuff. Yes, the player who goes first does draw for turn. I don't know how you've heard conflicting stuff. I don't know how you've heard conflicting stuff on if you draw going first in the Pokemon TCG, but you do. You do draw going first in the Pokemon TCG. The only thing you can't do when you go first is you can't attack or play a supporter. But everything else you can do. All right, double Battle VIP pass coming in from Javier. The Suicune is coming out. Potentially for a turn 1 attack here, actually. Another Palkia. And the Ice Rider V is making an appearance in this one as well, as it is in the active here. I guess, like, theoretically, the Ice Rider is maybe not that... Well, to be honest, if your Ice Rider does get KO'd, giving up the Cross Switcher over the Chi and Pao? Like, no, you got to keep the Cross Switcher. The Cross Switcher's too good here. Ooh, I don't like that. We could just give it up. We're getting 2 energy off the Vessel. I don't know why the Chi and Pao does not seem worth keeping over a Cross Switcher. To potentially be aggressive here as Javier. You get a turn 1 attack with double Cross Switcher on the Cram, because not only do you have to get 2 energy on the Suicune here as Javier, you also have to get it into the active. So double Cross Switcher a Tina, punch a Tina, double Cross Switcher the Cram, KO the Cram with the Suicune. That's all good, but we had to get this thing in the active first. Yeah, I don't like that at all from Javier. There's a switch, though. There's the switch. Dude, Javier is just running too hot here. Here we go, the Melanie. That's going to really mess with Alberto's plays as well, because Alberto will not have the option of that turn 1 Cram attack anymore because his Comfy's going down, or as easily. Would have to get another Comfy. So we might see Alberto settle for an Abyss Seeking here, just like Colress Abyss Seeking. Javier thinking about using another Vessel. Doesn't really have to, because you know... Well, that's not true. You do know Alberto... Well, you don't know for sure. Alberto didn't show an Iono last game, but if you keep up with Alberto and Alberto's Tina opinions at all, which are very much out there. You know, Alberto likes Iono. So Javier could make the assumption here that, well, Alberto probably has Ionos. And immediately the Tina push from Alberto. So you know Alberto is already thinking about using that Abyssinian for sure. But we'll need Colress Abyssinian into another Colress on that following turn. Gives up the keeping the Comfy. Okay, well, hold on. Now that we have this Comfy here, we could, and actually we did top deck a Comfy as well. We could cram attack here. I take it back. We could cram attack here as Alberto. And if the Comfy gets benched, I think that's the route we're probably going. We could just see attach active and Abyssinian as well, though, from Alberto. Oh, there's the Comfy push. There's that Colress for next turn. Would love a path as well. We didn't see a single path get played last game from Alberto. And early paths are definitely very good in this matchup. And here's the Cram Punch. So Alberto going to be the... But the one prize attack just matters so much less here, though. Yeah, the one prize attack here doesn't really matter that much for the prize trade anymore. Because Javier already got that one... I don't know. Maybe we should have just seen the Abyss Seeking, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really think about that fully through myself. But now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, how much does this... Attacking with a one prize here just doesn't matter as much anymore. Maybe should have Alberto just retreated into another Comfy there? I mean, this does mean we can KO this weekend with a Sableye or something later, I guess, which is nice. Yeah, Javier getting that turn one attack is like really annoying. And honestly, like thinking about this, I think the play here from Javier, the best play is probably like Boss or double cross switch or KO. Boss or double cross switch or KO, one of those Giratinas. Sounds really, really good to me. We did burn that cross switcher last turn from Javier, though. So it's not as likely. Because once these Tinas become V-Stars, they're very hard to deal with. Now, Javier doesn't know it. Oh, do we have a Boss actually in hand? Well, we just played Melanie. So that's not... Oh, we're going with the Greninja play again here from Javier. Okay, I like the Greninja play again. Yeah, it was good last game. We'll see how good it is this game. No attachment for turn yet. Javier splitting up the energy to play around Counter Catcher. V-Star, triple to Greninja. Is it going to be 90 on each Tina, or are we taking out the Comfy here as Javier? Because we are on odd prize cards right now. What does Javier go for? Maybe try and save the one prizer. Goes for the double Tina hits. Okay, I don't dislike this. We will still have to clean up another one prizer later on in the game at some point, but we can figure that out later on. Yeah, I don't hate this from Javier, to be honest. I don't dislike this. I don't dislike this at all. And we know the Tinas are a little bit awkward here for Alberto. Alberto did prize. Did he retreat 2 energy from Suicune? Doesn't Suicune have 2 retreat cost? There's the Boss from Alberto. Just Boss KO down to 4 prize cards here for Alberto. Now, this is where Javier probably needs to respond with a Gust KO on one of these Tinas. That was one. Maybe I'm bugging. I'm pretty sure it is 2, yeah. Is there a Boss in hand here for Javier, though, to start chasing these Tinas? I don't know. I assume that's what we'd be looking for here from Javier if it is there. Because otherwise, the prize trade can easily go in Alberto's favor. This is also... Well, hold on, though. But does Javier want to go in Roxanne range? I guess is another question, right? I don't know. Does Javier want to go into Roxanne range? That would be annoying, too. Like, if we take a 2 prize knockout, we go into Roxanne... No, maybe we don't then. Okay, I'd actually take it back. I think maybe this becomes a battle of I want to play Roxanne first, actually. I actually like that a little bit more. I think Javier should take the 1 prize knockout here on the Cram. And then has the Roxanne in hand. So then if Alberto does take a 2 prize knockout, you get to be the first person to Roxanne here as Javier, which sounds actually really, really good for how this game is developing. Yeah. So actually, I really like this 1 prize knockout here from Javier. Oh, he's even setting up the threat of the Greninja again? Wait, is that good? Or maybe I don't like that much. But actually, it's probably better to set up the threat of the Greninja. Well, it's probably better to set up the threat of the Greninja than... Is it better to set up the threat of the Greninja than what? Better to set up the threat of the Greninja than the Ice Rider? Maybe not. But I could see it. Now, Alberto won't be able to bench double Comfy ever. Or wouldn't want to, because it would get really awkward if you do. I kind of like it, I guess. I kind of like the idea of the Greninja being a threat. And there we go, Palkia for the KO. Not in Roxanne range. Down to 4 prize cards left. Alberto also has 4 prize cards left. So theoretically, Alberto can kind of win the game on board. Alberto can go attack with Tina V-Star, attack with Tina V-Star, and the game's over. There is this Greninja set up here for Javier, but the Greninja's not ever drawing 2 prize cards unless Alberto misplays and benches another Comfy. Greninja and Psychic Energy biting the dust. What was that draw there? How good were those cards? Nest Ball and Psychic Energy. Doesn't really need Nest Ball here, I don't think. So we see the Nest Ball go to the Lost Zone. Plenty of gates in hand. Finally to 7. Here comes a gate. Grass, Water getting lined up. And there's also a Grass and a Scythe. So a ton of energy in the deck here for Alberto to go after. And I think we're going to see Alberto try and set up as much as possible. So I would like to see Alberto play this other Mirage Gate here and just get both Tinas set up and locked in. So that way if you get Roxanne next turn, you have an out. But maybe Alberto's kind of taking stock of everything before committing to the second Mirage Gate. Wait, is there not a second Mirage Gate? Am I trolling? I might be tripping, actually. Okay, don't mind me. There's the Evolve. Switch card, and can also attach return to the other Tina. But also has a Jet. Well, the thing with the Jet that is weird, though, is like you'd want to establish more stuff in play as opposed to jetting on a Tina. The Jet on the Tina is like not that good, especially if you might get Roxanne next turn, which we know is happening. I feel like maybe attach Psychic to Tina. If you had attached Psychic to Tina instead, and then switch carded into the Tina was better. Here we go, Lost Impact. Now, Alberto is ahead on the prize trade, but this Roxanne's about to hurt. For sure. This is going to be tough for Alberto to come back from. Also, the Tina did stay prized, which means there's a Tina V-Star in the Lost Zone. The active one's about to get KO'd, so there's no Tina V-Star in the deck. So this Roxanne's about to go down from Javier. So you're about to get Roxanne with no Tina V-Star in your deck. So you have to find Super Rod first to recover a Tina after finding anything off your Roxanne to play the game. Yikes. I wonder if Alberto should have maybe tried to keep the Greninja, to be honest. Yeah, I wonder if Alberto should have kept that Greninja. That is true. By attaching to the Greninja, it does like put pressure on Alberto, or it does like threaten the double Comfy KO, so you can't really bench the second Comfy as Alberto. Yeah, I wonder if Alberto should have kept the Greninja as draw power, to be honest. Because like you could benching Greninja was fine for Alberto. Wait, Luminion's getting benched? Is the Roxanne not in hand? Oh, wait, do we need the bench Pokemon? Oh, we need the bench Pokemon here as Javier, actually. Okay. So that would have been interesting, actually, if Alberto had found the Tina V-Star and was able to at least evolve to Tina V-Star this turn, the Tina couldn't get KO'd if Alberto didn't bench anything else. That would have been interesting. Oh, maybe that's why Alberto didn't bench the Greninja, actually, was to force Javier. Well, Javier having a basic Pokemon here is pretty easy. But I guess Alberto was maybe thinking ahead to like, okay, on the next turn, if I evolve the Tina V to a V-Star, but don't get the attack off, but only have Comfy and Tina in play, then Palkia can't KO me. That could have been the thought process there, which would then make sense for Alberto to play it the way that he did. So now Alberto's looking for like Roxanne. The only like good card off this draw here for Alberto is like Roxanne. That's like about it. There's like no other good draw here. Colress is like okay, but even Colress I don't think sees enough cards here for Alberto to have enough options. Colress should be all right though. Here we go. Palkia's coming up for the punch. Goodbye, Tina. Now Javier still does need a Gust or an Escape Rope or something like that to actually KO the bench Tina, but S-Ball switch cart path. Nestball's coming out here from Alberto, but do you actually take anything? Is eyeing up the Sableye, but once again, the Greninja is threatening if you get the Sableye. Does Alberto only play 3 Comfy? No, there's 2 more Comfy in there. Wait. Was one put in the Lost Zone ever? Or was one KO'd? One was KO'd, right? Yeah, it probably didn't happen, yeah. There's the fail. And then here comes Comfy for 2. 1. Also, it's the Sableye Boy's the other card, though. It's a Grass Energy. Yikes, that is tough. Path coming down to prevent the draw power from Javier, but all Javier needs is Escape Rope. Hey, there was a Cross Switcher top deck, so I think Irida here should be able to get a second Cross Switcher at the very least. Yep, second Cross Switcher on the way here for Javier. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll be game. Double Cross Switcher on the Tina. Yeah, really well played from Javier, to be honest. The only thing that was like felt really questionable was that initial choice from in game 1 choosing to attack with that Suicune into a 1-prizer. That didn't feel right. That felt bad. But besides that, Javier played that really well. The Greninja play to set up the Tinas really clean. I think Alberto could have definitely played that better though. Alberto could have played it. Alberto could have slowed it down. Played more for Abyss Seeking, bench less Pokemon. Yeah, Alberto had some more lines there for sure. Don't loss on your Tinas. Prioritize Tina very heavily in the matchup as Alberto. More heavily with the Abyss Seeking, less with the... more heavily with the Abyss Seeking, less with the benching of the Pokemon. Yeah, there was stuff there for Alberto to have changed up, I think, for sure.